Hi crafty friends. In today's video, I'm going to give you a sneak peek or really a full view of how I design a mini album and how I kind of go about that process of where I start and how that process will unfold for me. Today I have the new Graphic 45 Scenic Route collection in front of me, and I just have 4 of the papers from the 8x8 collection pack. Now, this is a collection that I did a reveal for probably maybe a little over a week ago. And I had originally had this paper and said that I was thinking of cutting it here and then making a tall, skinny album out of this piece. And I really liked that idea, but the more I got to thinking and looking at the papers, another idea came to me. And since I am a brand ambassador for Graphic 45, I will probably come back to this and do a tall, skinny album, and I might use the 12 by 12 collection so that it's actually a really tall and skinny album. So that might be a second album. This is going to be a completely different album. So I'm going to set this paper aside for now. And I have this piece here. I really like this top section. Now, these pieces are meant to be cut apart and used throughout the album. So this has got, those longer borders and then those little pieces. But sometimes I like to keep them completely as a piece. And that's the case from this top border here to this Take the Scenic Route. I would cut the fish off just because the idea that I have. So I would be cutting it here. Now, originally, when I was looking at this paper, I was looking at using this paper too and having a cover that would have a wrap portion that would go on top of the cover here. If you follow my albums, you know I like to make my chipboard albums have wrap pieces on it that have decorations. So that was my thought process here. And just for comparison, this is the actual album that I was looking at that kind of gave me some inspiration. The Sunkissed album, I would not have the Sunkissed spine cut out. I would change that piece, but I would be using this piece here as my wrap portion. And this would be that portion here that would go onto that side. But as I was looking at this, again, I liked the idea of having this piece here, but I did continue to stare at my paper. I actually spend quite a bit of time after I get a collection just with my paper spread out. I will also look at my ephemera pieces and see if anything really jumps out at me. And I seriously just sit and stare at my paper and look at things until something jumps out at me. That's where this came from. And when I saw this piece, a different idea popped into my head. And that means this paper also comes into play. Potentially could use this one, but I do like this one. So when looking at this paper and this paper, I'm going to bring my cover back in, but I'm going to turn it this way now. So my thought process, this piece would be larger, and I'm going to make this an 8x8 album. I don't typically do 8x8 albums. I don't personally like square shaped albums, but this one I think would look really cute the way I'm thinking of it in my head. So this piece here would be across the top, and then I would have the chipboard curved piece just below it here. So it's going to be a larger piece, and then this part is what it's going to fit on. So this is going to be the full cover, but then the wrap portion is going to be this, and then you're going to have that curved piece. Because I really like the look of this, so I don't want to cover that up, but the top portion is plain, so that's where I would have this as my more decorative piece. Now, having my album open like this, I will have pages that flip down. I did this for another album a while back, and I have a full playlist for it. It was a Stamperia collection, and I really liked the look of it. But also one of the things that I was thinking about is it could look similar to my Harry Potter suitcase mini album. Now I'm going to move this one over and bring in this one. So here's my Harry Potter suitcase, right? And so it is designed to sit like this, and it has that flap This was one of my very first mini album tutorials that I ever made. It is still available on my website for sale if you wanted to make something like this. But my idea is to kind of change up this design a little bit to where I would have end panels. So it's a little bit hard to stand up right now. I have it sitting so that it will sit up, but if I let go of this, it falls over. I think if I place some side panels on here, it'll actually make it more sturdy and it will actually stand up on its own. I would not be putting these straps. I would potentially, since this would be curved on here, I would potentially put a chipboard piece that would end up being here, so it would actually be like a closure, like a magnetic closure there. So now my idea, I'm gonna move this one out of the way and bring this one back in. Now, so thinking about my album, I would have my top piece that has the decorative paper on it. It would be a little bit larger. So then this would open. And here, right on the inside, this would open. There would be two side flaps and they would meet in the center. So they would be 4 1/8 of an inch each because my album will be 8 1/4. And then they would open out this way. Now, when they opened out this way, they would have waterfalls on each of those flaps, and that's all that would be on those flaps because it would have a little bit of thickness, so it would be sitting on top of the pages actually. And instead of having a spine here, this piece would fold down, so this would actually lay completely flat, and I wouldn't have pages popping up. Because I'm going to have a thinner spine, I'm not going to do a 2.5 inch spine. Because I would have the waterfalls on the two pieces that flipped open, that's gonna have quite a bit of photo space. Then I'm just going to flip back here. So this would be the base of the album. The flaps would be here off of the base of my album. And then I would build up here my different pieces. I could actually put the spine or the spine and the hinges here if I wanted to actually have pages that would flip. Or I could do it similar to a folio where those pieces are just built up on here. And so I would have one block that would have different flaps and such that would have my bulk of my photo space here. And then again, those two waterfall pieces would flip up on top of it. And then my base piece or my front cover piece would flip up, and then my little closure piece would flip there. So for right now, that is my process and what I am thinking of. And hopefully throughout the rest of this video, as I get this idea to come to life, we'll see if this actually works or if I have to change my mind completely and go in a different direction. Once I have my cover idea in mind, I go ahead and figure out the sizes of the cover, pages, and things like that. Now, typically I will do the size of the cover and then, or the chipboard, and then the size of the page, and then the size of the decorative papers that will need to go on the page so that I make sure everything is figured correctly. Particularly when I'm using an 8x8 paper, I want to make sure that my pages are 8 1/4 or smaller. That way I can actually use a full-size sheet on some of the papers because I will sometimes need to do that. Now I do have my 8 1/4 or 8.5 by 11 patterns in solid, so I don't have to have all of them be that size, but I want to make sure that my pages will fit, or my papers will fit on my pages. This is a slightly different style of an album, so I think about this a little differently. I'm using this paper here, and this is the one that I want to be determining the size of my album. So I'm going to make my album 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. So I've got my cover here, 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. I didn't decide on the spine until the end. My next thing is I've taken my ruler from this top border to the Scenic Route border is about 3 3/8 of an inch. So I know then that I need my top piece is going to be 8 1/4 by 3 5/8 at least. And that's just to get it past this, not accounting for those cutouts with my starfish. So I didn't actually write that. So I'm going to do my wrap is 8 1/4 by 3 5/8. And then I'll put a plus here. That way I know that that includes my starfish. The next thing I need to think about is that I have my side flaps and my bottom spine, and I also am going to have a top spine. Now, my side flaps I know because this is going to be 8 1/4. These need to be 4 1/8 of an inch wide, and then 8 1/4 inches. I wrote 8 1/2 here. 8 1/4 inches for my height. So those pieces are going to flip this way. Then I'm going to have 2 pieces over here on each of my spines, actually, 2 very small spine pieces that are going to be the same width as the spines here and here. In a way, this is going to be similar to my Merry and Bright mini album for Christmas that I had in the box, where the box actually opened completely and then the album was in the center. This is going to have a similar build to that. Now for my bottom spine, I've decided that it needs to be 8 1/4 inches, and then the thickness of it, this one is going to be 1/8 of an inch thicker than the other ones because I'm going to have magnets and I need to accommodate for the extra thickness for my magnets. So I've decided that my side pieces are going to be 1 1/2, and this is going to be 1 5/8. So when I looked at 1 1/2, that looked like an okay thickness for the type of album that I'm building. I might actually end up going up to 1 3/4, so that might slightly adjust, and then I would adjust that other one to 1 7/8. So we're going to see how this goes. That will decide these side pieces. It'll decide this bottom piece here, and then this top piece will actually need to be larger as well to accommodate. So once I have my bottom piece, my top spine piece actually needs to be just a little bit larger because there's going to be that chipboard in here and then the magnets to close onto the front of my flaps. Once I have my cover design idea, I've come into my laser software program. I've taken my sun-kissed cover piece here. It was actually a little bit different and I've changed it so my stars are a little bit smaller. I've got 2 additional stars, and then I've expanded this piece. Then I've gone ahead and added all of the different pieces of chipboard that I will need to create my cover, and I've laid it out like this. Then I will separate it into sections for sending it to my laser to cut to optimize the material that I'm using. I have gone ahead and cut my cover from my white chipboard. I will probably also offer this in blue as well. I've got all of my pieces here. These are from my spines. These are my side flaps. I'm going to start with this piece. So this is actually the back piece. It's the same size as the front piece. I'm just going to leave them stacked for now. And then this is going to be here like this. But before I go any further, I want to bring in this piece here. And I'm going to set this piece right on my chipboard, how I want it to go on my cover. So it'll have that nice uniform border. Then I'm going to take this piece and line that top edge up, which is where this would sit. So I want to make sure that it doesn't cut off this design. That was what I needed to make sure of. So this piece is actually 5 inches, but because the curves, it comes up. So it is the perfect size for this paper. Then the other one I need to do is this one here to here. Now if I do this, now if I line this up here in the center, it's going to come all the way up here. So I may actually need to put another piece, and I would probably put a piece, possibly something like this border at the top. It's just going to depend, because when I come up here, I'll do it over here so you can see where this starfish is. If I have this at the top, it's going to come just to where that actual fish border is. I could bump it down and use it with the take the scenic route like I had planned. But if I put that here, I'm going to have a space down here or a space at the top. I'll either have to cut this one or I will have to put it a border at the top. So I will need to figure that part out, but it will actually work with the size that I have made. So now, since I know that it's going to work with my papers, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble the cover and make sure that the design itself is going to work next. So here is the assembled box, and it actually worked out really well. So I've got my flap here that will have the magnetized closure. This piece will flip down. These two pieces will be in the center. They will actually stay better once they are worked a little bit more and are decorated, but these will have pages underneath, so they will not bow in the middle either. They will flip open. They'll have waterfall pieces here, and then I will have my pages here. And as I was building this, I was thinking I might actually put one hinge here and one hinge here and have two actual pages, but thicker pages. Not super thick since I do have a relatively small spine, but I could put one page on each side and then these pages would close. So I would have this one flip out first and then this one flip out. So when they close, it's almost like a gatefold. But I'm really excited because it did work out first try, which is really nice. So hopefully you can see as I do this, when I have this all the way up in here, these pieces, when they meet in the middle, they meet perfectly in the center, and everything is nice and flush on the sides, here and here. And it is good to go. So now what I'm going to do is start building up the inside. And as a preview, since this will be airing before I actually have my flip through done, I will link the mini album kit in the description box below if you want to purchase the kit. It will ship in March. And right now it is sight unseen, but you do kind of get a sneak peek of what the style of the album is going to be. So that will be linked in the description box below. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave me a comment. I am happy to answer any questions you have. And once the kit and the album are finished, I will be listing the chipboard for sale. So this will be a set, and I'm thinking about only listing this piece too. So if you wanted to make your own chipboard for the rest, since it's not super special, it's just plain chipboard, you could do that and then just use this piece here that has that decorative edge. So I may consider doing that as well. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.